Okie dokie, ball python enthusiasts. Welcome back. We have a pretty cool video for you today. I'm excited to finally be able to share some of this black azanthic stuff with you that I've been tinkering with for a while now. So, here he is. This video was filmed in two parts. The second part was filmed a couple of months ago and is about showing off the babies that was produced from the visual black azanthic that was paired to a pastel bongo het black azanthic girl that I produced a while back. So that was actually her first season, and she did wonderful. We hatched out some super nice stuff, but for this first part I realized that I didn't actually have any footage from my other black azanthic pairing, which was my original male black azanthic that was bred to his sister that was a visual female black azanthic. So the female for this clutch was a 2016 baby, and this is actually the first time that she's ever produced viable eggs. So it actually took 7 long years from the time that that original female was a hatchling to the time that I'm actually able to hold these beautiful babies in my hands. But it just makes it that much more rewarding when they make you wait for that long. But let's actually talk about these guys a little bit. So, a little bit of background on those original parents is that they were originally produced by the Florida Reptile Ranch, and I actually bought them secondhand from a breeder who won them in an auction. But I was able to actually track down that original auction post from years ago, so I know for sure their origins. They were a Facebook auction back in the day when those were more popular and actually allowed on the platform without getting the whole group shut down. But since I purchased those two, that sibling pair, I made a few different holdback het black azanthic things from the male over the years, including the Bongo girl, which is the mother of the clutch that you guys are about to see, and the sister animal, that original black azanthic female, has just been hanging out over here until she was actually ready to breed. But I actually tried breeding her last season when she was up to size, but she only ended up laying a few slugs, which was really depressing at the time. But I tried again this season and actually thought I was going to get the same result. I thought she was going to slug out again, but she actually laid slugs and 3 viable eggs that went the full term, which was very, very exciting, and again, rewarding when you've been raising a snake for so long and she finally produces babies for you. But from that clutch, since it was a visual black azanthic to a visual black azanthic, we got 3 babies, including this boy. He just had his third shed over here. But we got 2 male black azanthics and 1 female black azanthic. I'll probably be holding back the female from that clutch, but everyone is healthy and doing well. I'm super happy to have them all. So, a little more backstory on my journey with the Black Azanthic project is during that time between getting that original pair and actually producing babies, I spent like thousands and thousands of dollars, like over $5,000, on a couple females in the Black Azanthic project. They were both supposed to be a female visual Black Azanthic and then a female pastel Black Azanthic. But one of those females died due to a heart defect, unfortunately. And when I told the breeder about it and he sent a replacement, he actually missexed that replacement, so that was actually a male black azanthic that he sent me instead of a female, which I already had a male that was darker than the male he sent, so that was kind of wasted money right there. And then the pastel black azanthic female that I purchased from a different breeder, which it was a super dark girl, so I had no reason to doubt that it was a black azanthic, but he did tell me that he didn't produce it. He got it like second or third hand from someone, and nobody really knew the actual origin of that animal. But flash forward, TLDR, when I bred that snake to my actual black azanthic boy, all the babies were normals and pastels, so we didn't actually have any azanthic things in that clutch, meaning that she wasn't actually a black azanthic. So even today, it still feels like it was a lot of like money and time and work that was wasted with those animals, but I'm still grateful that I'm slowly actually starting to get results from those original animals from the Florida Reptile Ranch that I've been yearning for these last few years, so that is very cool. On top of all that, I also have a super dark pair of black azanthic sisters that were all hatched out by Outback Reptiles, but they're still too small to breed as of 2023. So we'll see what those are all about. But everything from my project so far, all the hets and all the visuals I've produced have all been from those original animals, including this boy from the Florida Reptile Ranch. So if anyone has any questions from where my stock comes from, as of right now, it's all them, which I'm not even sure if they're still in business or doing anything reptile related anymore. I think he moved away somewhere, but oh well. But nonetheless, we are still doing good so far with the project, and there's still a lot to learn about this gene. Obviously, you can look up examples of other black azanthics and see the extreme variety with how they end up looking, with some being super dark and others being like relatively normal looking. So with that, some believe that like visual to visual pairings will produce the darkest babies, with visual to het producing like mid-range animals, and then het to hets producing the least impressive, we'll say, black azanthics for the visuals. So I'm not sure how true all that is, but time I'm sure will tell as more and more people start to explore what this black azanthic gene has to offer, which I think is a lot. I love them. They are super cool, even the babies, which supposedly they get darker and darker each shed, which I've kind of noticed with these guys. He's just had his third shed, and he's looking clean and mean, so we'll see where he is in a few months. But I'll probably be holding back all the hets and visuals that I've produced over the winter until next year, just so I can take a little more time and see how they develop with size and age. But I'm pretty satisfied with the results of my project so far. And again, I assume there's only like one true line of black azanthic out there that obviously originated from a VPI all those years ago. But again, there's not a lot of info about this gene in circulation over what is a true black azanthic and why the examples vary so much, but hopefully we get more information, especially with things like genetic testing right across the horizon for genes like this. But hopefully with time and more people working with it, we can learn more about this gene and see why it doesn't really behave like a traditional recessive in a ball python. I wouldn't be surprised if it acted more like a desert ghost with polygenic attributes to it, to where line breeding and things like breeding a visual to a het or a visual to a visual actually does matter and would impact how the babies end up looking compared to like a clown, where a clown, it doesn't matter if it's a het or a visual or whatever, you're still gonna get a clown looking animal. But again, we will learn. But this boy is wiggling away, so let's check out that second clutch that was filmed a couple months ago. That was the original visual black azanthic male that was bred to a pastel Bongo het black azanthic female that I produced. Alright, now for a quick little overview of our second black azanthic clutch of the year. Our second and only other one. But we got this boy here. He is a male pastel 100% het black azanthic. And then we got this girl, who is a pastel Bongo female 100% het black azanthic. And you can see the influence that the het black azanthic has on the whole animal. It's kind of like she wants to be half azanthic, but can't quite figure it out. But this pairing was that same black azanthic male that was bred to his daughter, which is a pastel Bongo 100% het black azanthic. So this female pastel bongo het black azanthic is the exact same thing that her mother was. So with that being said, there obviously is a decent amount of line breeding going on with this project of mine. Every black azanthic and het black azanthic I've hatched has originated from the same two animals that were originally produced by the Florida Reptile Ranch. So that is where my whole black azanthic project comes from. I do have two other really dark black azanthic sisters from Outback Reptiles, but I haven't bred the two lines together since those two aren't ready to be bred yet, so I have no idea about the compatibility between different black azanthics, if there really is only one true black azanthic, or if different people have their own little things going on. Because I did buy a animal that was labeled as a pastel black azanthic a few years ago, and when she was bred to my Florida Reptile Ranch line black azanthic male, it actually produced only normals and pastels, no actual azanthic animals. So that was an animal I bought like third hand from somebody, so who really knows the true history behind her, if she really was a black azanthic. She certainly looked like one. Can post a picture of her here, but as far as my current project, it's only been those Florida Reptile Ranch animals, which also definitely look like black azanthics, and as you're about to see, produce animals that look like black azanthics. So let's go check those out right now. Alright, now here's the fun part of the video. Woohoo! So this is a male visual black azanthic, and I am so happy to finally be hatching visuals from this project that I feel like has just been like setback after setback over the course of 7 years, but sometimes projects are like that, and it just takes a little extra time to finally get results that you're looking for, and I am super happy with this guy. So unlike those first 3 black azanthics that we saw, this guy is from a visual, that original visual male het black azanthic from the Florida Reptile Ranch, bred to his daughter, which is a het black azanthic pastel bongo. But it is kind of funny how that original female I had is a 2016, and she just laid her first viable eggs this year in 2023, and how this animal's mother, that snake's niece, I guess, is a 2020 animal, but she's laid eggs the same year, even though she's 4 years younger than the original female. But some snakes just need extra time, and I'm glad my black azanthic project is starting to finally produce some awesome results after all these years. But this boy is very cool, and his siblings are very cool as well, so let's check those out. So here we got this boy. He is looking amazing on the camera. So this is the smallest one of the clutch. He took the longest to actually get out of his egg, but this is a male black azanthic bongo. So I haven't really decided what I want to hold back from these 2 clutches yet or not. I'll probably be keeping at least 3 females would be my guess, but there will be some stuff up for sale eventually. Just need to decide and let these guys grow out a little more into their colors and see how they develop. No one really can give a good answer on why black azanthics in the market, so few of them seem to be like dark and have that true black azanthic look that most people want. A lot of them just look like normal azanthics, and some of them hardly even look azanthic at all, and not myself nor other black azanthic breeders that have been breeding longer than I have can really seem to cough up a good answer on why that is. Maybe like a polygenetic type scenario, like with the desert ghosts we're seeing, and how you might just have to have like some other factors to produce these darker animals. Some people have speculated that the like breeding visual to visual will actually produce darker babies overall. So like that similar polygenic line bred method compared to breeding a het to a visual, which these guys are, or a het to a het, which they speculate may produce like the dullest, less black animals that are often what you see. But I'm excited to have both examples of visual to visual black azanthics and het to visuals, so I can hold back a couple and see how they develop and see if there's actually any truth to that rumor that the visuals make the darker animals and the hets make the lighter animals. But I am very, very happy with these guys nonetheless, and I'm excited to be a part of this project. But here this guy is, the black azanthic Bongo. So let's go check out his last 3 remaining siblings. Alright, next up we got these 2 dark beauties. These are both female Bongo black azanthics. So I'll probably be keeping at least one of these. Maybe I won't be greedy and I'll put one on the market and see what happens, but these are very, very, very cool snakes. And I am very happy and very fortunate to have more of these out in the world now. Look at them, they're so cool. They look great on the Repti chip. But, alright, these guys are getting wiggly, so we'll just show off the last sibling. So, originally I was gonna include like a little update to the end of this video about all the stuff I kept and how they've developed their colors and stuff over the months, but I'll probably just save that for a totally separate video about the Black Azanthic project later on in the year. But here these 2 are. Let's check out the last sibling, and of course we save the best for last, in my opinion. Alright, here she is, folks. This, I am very happy to announce, is a pastel Bongo black azanthic female. So she is a direct visual of what the mother is, because the mother is the pastel Bongo het. She is the pastel Bongo visual. And I know I said I didn't really have any holdbacks picked out yet, but since this is a female, I think, pretty sure. Since this is a female, newly announced, we will definitely be keeping her over here. She is super, super cool. She is just a totally silver animal. And I hope she develops some awesome darks over time. So I just think that's really, really neat. Look at how nice she looks. Flawless. Look at that. Look at that. They don't make them like that anymore. But yeah, she is incredible in every single way. Very fortunate to have hatched this out. We had great odds on this clutch overall for both genders and actual visuals that we hit. But this is the beginning of my Black Azanthic project. Really glad I stuck with it all these years, and we're finally getting some really cool results. Alright, but peace YouTube. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, comment, get the word out to people that there's a new Axanthic in town, and he's not messing around. Alright, bye-bye.